Number 7, Ron Mark.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Finance and asks, does he stand by all his statements, and if so, why?
The Honourable Bill English.
Mr. Speaker, yes.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Ron Mark.
To the Minister, why did he say on Q&A that he was, quote, not overly concerned, in a quote, the banks haven't passed on the OCR cut, when these banks are creaming almost 9% interest?
The Honourable Bill
Mr.
English.
Speaker, I don't know what the member's second statement means, but with respect to the first, in the threat of competition, of customers shopping around, of other banks cutting rates, will be the ultimate determinant of where the banks go.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Ron Mark.
To the Minister, does he find it acceptable and in the best interests of the rural sector that a foreign bank can reject a rescue package, sell up a farmer and send all the unsecured small business owners through the floor when all that bank had to do was to shave their extortionist 8.7% interest rate?
The Honourable Bill English.
Well, Mr. Speaker, the member may well be making that up. I mean, there's no reference to any particular case.
Order. Point of order, Ron Mark.
I'll take offence to that, Mr. Speaker. I seek your protection.
Member was, no.
We can table documents if we want to embarrass the Minister.
Order, member. It's a debating chamber. There's nothing there that I think can be taken offence of. The member just said he disagreed with the figures effectively. He could have said it another way, but it's hardly offensive. Does the Minister wish to...
Point of order, Speaker. Point of order.
Fresh point of order, the Right Honourable Winston.
Mr. Speaker, I happen to know something of this case, but here's the point. When you make a statement like that as your opening gambit, that's an allegation of dishonesty.
Order. No, member will assume his seat. He may well know something about the case, but that's not a point of order. Supplementary question, Ron Mark.
I know he's making a lie of himself.
I'll ask the Minister of Finance whether he wants to continue his answer.
Well, Mr. Speaker, we've been saying for a while that it's in the best interests of both the banks and the dairy industry to stick together. We would expect that banks will take losses on behalf of farmers they've lent to who may not be able to service their debt completely or pay it all back, and we would expect that farmers will respond to the need to reduce their debt and reduce their production costs in part so that they can meet their obligations to the banks from whom they borrowed.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Ron Mark.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Has that Minister forgotten that when the banks foreclose on a farmer, it is the unsecured contractors, the small businesses, like the fencing contractors, the engineering workshops, the irrigation engineers and the vets and their employees who will take the hit? And with that in mind, why won't his government act? And in particular, why won't it support the New Zealand First Farm Debt Mediation Bill?
The Honourable Bill English.
Mr. Speaker, no, we're fully aware of the consequences, which is why for some time, for instance, the Reserve Bank that oversees the banking system has been warning the dairy industry about the size of its debt, because the debt has been entered into freely by farmers borrowing, and those who've worked for those farmers have been well aware that that's the state, that's the way the industry was working. That is, a lot of the growth financed by debt. We would fully sympathise with any farmer who finds themselves in that situation, but all the indications are that the banks understand what would work in their best interests, and that is the stable and orderly restructuring of some debt where farmers are under pressure, and that farmers are doing their best to adjust their spending and their debt levels so they can remain sustainable.
Supplementary question, the Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Can the Minister of Finance confirm that China is New Zealand's largest export market when it comes to dairy products? Can the Minister confirm that without China as a market to be able to sell into, it would be much harder for New Zealand dairy farmers? And can he confirm if every parliament and every party in this parliament signed the China...
Order. There's three parts to that question. The first two, the Minister can address.
Mr. Speaker, I can confirm that, and I can also confirm that one way to support the long-term outlook for the dairy industry would be for political parties to support the Trans-Pacific Partnership. I can also confirm that New Zealand First seem to want to support the farmers at the same time.
Order. No.
Point of order, Speaker.
Point of order. The right honourable.
Mr. Speaker, I seek to table all the evidence you need that the government is currently renegotiating the China agreement because it was a dumb deal in the first place.
Order. And I'm not prepared to put that leave because I'm not sure what it was. Question number 9, David Bennett.
Number 8.
Oh, question number 8.